Welcome back. We have some very sad breaking entertainment news to share with you. TMZ is reporting that Malcolm-Jamal Warner, probably best known for his role on The Cosby Show, has died. People report that the 54-year-old was in Costa Rica on a family vacation and accidentally drowned while swimming.
Stunning death of actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
Breaking entertainment news, Malcolm-Jamal Warner has died.
Malcolm-Jamal Warner, dead at the age of 54 on a drown.
The sun was just beginning to rise over the coastline of Costa Rica when Malcolm-Jamal Warner stepped out onto the sand, barefoot, quiet, reflective. He had been working hard these past few months, writing music, podcasting, enjoying the stillness that only the ocean could provide. That morning, he wasn't alone. A childhood friend had flown in to join him on a weekend getaway. It was supposed to be simple: a swim, some laughs, and memories rekindled. Malcolm wasn't known for taking risks. He was measured, deliberate. So when he stepped into the water that morning, it wasn't out of recklessness. It was comfort, familiarity. He'd swam that beach many times before, but something was off. The current was stronger than usual. Locals had whispered about the riptide getting worse lately, especially after the moon shifted the tides the night before. There were no lifeguards, there were no warning signs, just crashing waves and an eerie silence. According to eyewitnesses, one moment Malcolm was waist-deep, joking with his friend. The next, he was gone. His friend screamed. People rushed toward the surf, frantically scanning the water. A tourist with CPR training pulled him ashore. For 25 minutes, they tried everything. But Malcolm's pulse never returned. The news broke within hours. Headlines screamed, tragic drowning. Tributes poured in from across the entertainment world. Former castmates, musicians, friends, all devastated. But behind the scenes, Malcolm's family wasn't convinced it was just a simple accident. A week after the funeral, his sister broke the silence. In a quiet press conference, she said, "Malcolm didn't just drown. There were factors. Negligence. Warnings ignored. That beach wasn't safe, and no one said a word." She revealed they had received messages from locals who had warned resort staff about increasingly dangerous currents. A retired lifeguard who lived nearby said he had written 3 formal complaints about the beach's conditions. No lifeguards, no warning flags. They knew it was dangerous, and they did nothing, she said. The family hired a private investigator who uncovered that the resort had quietly settled a lawsuit months earlier over a similar drowning, one that never made it to the press. Malcolm's daughter, just 8 years old, had been watching from the shore that day. She saw everything, and now the family was demanding answers, not for vengeance, but for truth. They pushed for an independent review of the beach's safety protocols and called out the tourism board for what they called systematic silence. They wanted people to know Malcolm didn't just die, his death was preventable. And that made all the difference. Fans rallied, hashtags surged. A petition demanding improved safety at tourist beaches gained hundreds of thousands of signatures. Celebrities used their platforms to spread awareness, not just about Malcolm's case, but about beach safety worldwide. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's legacy wasn't going to be defined by how he died, but by what his death changed. His family made sure of that. The devastating news of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's sudden death has sent shockwaves through the internet. But now, fresh details have surfaced, and they're painting a whole new picture, one that's making fans rethink everything we thought we knew. At first, it was written off as a bizarre freak accident. But behind closed doors, his family has been working overtime to keep some chilling truths from being buried. Now, they're done holding back. Explosive claims are now coming to light suggesting Malcolm didn't just die, he might have been set up. And the timing? Way too suspicious to ignore. We're talking eerie warnings he allegedly gave just days before it all went down. Insiders say this wasn't a tragic fluke, it was orchestrated. And the truth? It's about to blow the lid right off this story. We'll break it all down. But you let us know what you believe in the comments. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's untimely death left fans shaken to the core, especially since there were 0 red flags beforehand. The official story claimed he drowned while swimming at Clay Beach in Costa Rica during a family trip. That beach, known for its brutal waves and dangerous undercurrents. And yes, reports say those deadly conditions were definitely there that day. Witnesses say people nearby did try to help when they saw him struggling, but by the time Costa Rica's Red Cross arrived, it was already too late. Malcolm was pulled from the water unresponsive and shortly after, pronounced dead. Now, the police wasted no time shutting down any whispers of foul play, brushing it off as nothing more than a heartbreaking accident. But this is where things start to get shady. While the public was still reeling from the shock, those closest to Malcolm were already sounding the alarm. Multiple sources say his family isn't buying the official story. Not even a little. Allegedly, they were saying from the jump that things just weren't adding up. And behind the scenes, they've been quietly demanding answers, convinced that what went down wasn't just some tragic fluke. Nah, something deeper is going on. What's really got folks raising their eyebrows, though, is the eerie lack of real information, especially from so-called witnesses. Clay Beach ain't some hidden, off-the-grid spot. It's a hot tourist zone. Any given day, the place is packed with locals, vacationers, and beach bums. So how is it that not one photo, video, or solid eyewitness account has surfaced? That's setting off major red flags. Now sure, people will argue it's disrespectful to record someone's final moments. And yes, in a perfect world, folks would know when to put the phone down. But let's be real. Since when has the internet ever followed that rule? Especially when a celebrity's involved, whether it's out of pure shock, attention-seeking, or curiosity, somebody always pulls out their phone. So for there to be absolutely nothing, no shaky clip, no beachgoers post, not even a secondhand "I saw something" moment, it's straight up suspicious. Yeah, this isn't just odd, it's downright suspicious. And for Malcolm's fans and family, it's getting harder by the day to believe this was just some freak accident with no hidden layers. What's really got folks raising eyebrows? The fact that there were 0 lifeguards on duty when Malcolm drowned? The Caribbean Guard later came out claiming it was due to resource issues. But hold up. Here's the kicker. They admitted that this very beach had been flagged for years as a danger zone. So why wasn't anyone watching that water? Why weren't there clear signs warning people not to swim? And then, right after Malcolm's death hit headlines, they conveniently announced they were shifting resources back to that beach. And another one with the same dangerous rep. Come on, the timing? Way too neat. The excuses? They're just not adding up. And it doesn't stop there. Another major red flag? The jumbled up timeline of that day. Reports are wildly inconsistent. How long Malcolm was in the water, how many people actually stepped in to help, and exactly when emergency crews arrived. Nothing lines up. These vague, conflicting details have only poured more gas on the fire online. And folks are asking the real question. If this was such a simple, open and shut accident, why does the whole timeline feel like a mystery? But what really sent folks over the edge was the timing of Malcolm's death. Just 2 days before the drowning, he dropped what would become his final podcast episode, titled Not All Hood. And in that episode, which we're about to play, Malcolm got deep. He opened up about survival, Black identity, and the constant battle to break free from the boxes society tries to trap us in. But there was one line in particular that's now chilling fans to their core. Black survival in itself is Black excellence. Now, that quote, it's hitting different now, and people can't help but wonder if he knew something was coming.
First time it made me think of Black excellence in a different way. Right? Like because Black excellence now is attributed to fame and money.
Never.
So that's been my issue.
Never for me.
With it. But now when I'm looking into the story, like Black survival in and of itself is Black excellence.
Because we've always had to supersede, do better, and more things have been put in our way to cross over.
And see, the thing about it, I don't ever look at it as a subset. I look at it as special. Because excellence, white people mediocre. Always have been. They don't have to try as hard. They don't have to, because somebody else will come clean it up. We've never had that luxury. We've always had to be twice, 10 times as good. So Black excellence is better. It's just what it is. We just put Black on it because it is. We've had to always be that. We've never, no matter what we've done, and even when we're better than them, they still will find a way to put somebody over us. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that message hit different, especially now. To some, it doesn't just feel like a reflection. It feels like a farewell, a warning shot, a powerful final statement he may not have realized would be his last. Or maybe he did. Either way, the timing is way too eerie to brush off, and it's quickly become a major clue for those who believe this wasn't some random tragedy. And then there's this, the part that's got everyone giving serious side-eye. Malcolm wasn't just a celebrity, he was outspoken, especially when it came to race, power, and identity. And in that podcast episode we're about to play, he held nothing back. No sugarcoating, no playing it safe. And in a separate interview, Malcolm even dragged mainstream media for the way it warps the image of black men, how society is constantly trying to shrink them, silence them, erase them. He laid bare how exhausting it is to survive when the world keeps trying to mute your truth.
The name came from our third host, Wayusi Baraka, and the reason for the title is combating the narrative of black life, black culture that the media focuses on, and
that we're all one thing.
Yeah, and the whole.
Now, that kind of raw honesty is exactly what made Malcolm so respected, but it's also what may have made him a target. Fans are already connecting the dots, pointing to a disturbing pattern. Powerful black voices being suddenly silenced, often under suspicious, murky circumstances. And the way Malcolm was taken out, so abrupt, so unexplained, it's starting to feel way too familiar. In that same podcast episode, Malcolm didn't hold back. He dragged the media for constantly recycling the same tired, one-note hood narrative, while completely ignoring the real depth, brilliance, and nuance of black life. He didn't just call it lazy, he called it dangerous. In the snippet we're about to play, Malcolm breaks down how when trauma and struggle are the only things being shown, it fuels the exact same stereotypes that have caged black communities for generations. The podcast, the missing timeline, the rumors of private investigations, it's not going away. And if there's one thing we've learned from cases like this, when families start digging, truths don't stay buried for long. Because this doesn't feel like closure. It feels like a warning. And something tells me this story is just beginning. Repeat to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and then tap into this next video.